Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Adrian. Week one in the books. Nice job, everybody. Way to get cranking on the homework assignments here for class. I hope you're having the same amount of productivity for your other classes. Easy on the front end, easy on the back end when you try to make everything up in like weeks number 14, 15, and 16. Difficult when you get to the middle weeks of a semester. So I urge you to stay on top of your homework assignments. I urge you to stay in contact with your professors and your instructors. And that's kind of key to this whole thing today too, that I just want to touch on is, make sure you make it a point to have your professor know who the heck you are. I mean, it helps to just stay in communication with them, especially in this virtual environment, right? It's really a sanitary environment as opposed to before where you were in front of your instructors. Perhaps you could put a face and a name together. Sometimes it helps to reach out to those instructors and just kind of talk through different assignments or ask for some assistance. And believe me, we're all kind of in the same boat where we're working odd hours and our office hours aren't exactly office hours anymore. So I urge you to go ahead and have that conversation with your instructors, just how things are doing, and touch base with them on a regular basis, maybe every 2 weeks, to kind of run just a quick check. So a few things. If we go into learning modules here, you guys are making your way through this, which is great. I'm super happy to hear. We're still in module one. Now we're going to go into week two here. And specifically in week two, we have AOI, the first one, and then post and reply number one. So with the AOI assignments, I'm putting this right up here for you. In the AOIs, you're looking at trying to go into different particular focus areas within Harper. And at first blush, let me just go ahead and open this up so we have the actual preamble here. At first blush, it might seem a little bit counterintuitive, right? Because you might be somebody who's a computer programmer coder, and I'm asking you to go into an area of interest that might be theater or art. But I would contest that what you guys are all into as STEM related students has a carryover and an application in other functional areas. So even like if we go into Harper, that's there. And we go on in and we just go into this window here and go AOI, you'll see areas of interest will pop up, and there's 10 of them, right? And when we go into, I think we got this here on the web page. Yep. In the AOIs, and this is the actual address I'll take it to academic index PHP. If you want to get there, I'm asking you to go into art design and performing arts. And within here, you have 8 different little subcategories, right? And when you look at this, you have these programs, you pick one. And look at this in terms of what you bring to the table. If you're a programmer or a coder, try to determine how it's applicable. If you're somebody who's heavy into math, you might find music is applicable. If you're somebody who's in web development, this is perfect. This is your sweet spot right here. And you'll find that in this class, you're going to have at least 1 week where something's going to be in your sweet spot. So for example, we go graphic arts and technology. If we jump into that, and you can see there's different degrees offered as well as workforce credentials. And then there's other options and resources down here in the bottom. And as you go through your assignment, you'll be exposed to those. So take one of these, right? Take one of these degrees and then take it out and go into the bls.gov site. Or if we go into US News and report, we're going to go graphic design with a typo. And you can even take this a step further. You can go, best schools if you want, but you can see it kicked up Rhode Island, Yale, Art Center College of Design. And so when you go in, you kick into this, click over, it's going to give you information regarding the profession and the schools. And so I'm looking for you to find the best school. In this case, they list Rhode Island School of Design. And you go into Rhode Island School of Design, it's going to give you a couple bullet point information. Well, you know where it's located. It's in Rhode Island, for God's sakes. It's in Providence, so you have that. And scroll through and find out a little bit more information about, about the program. And specifically what I'm looking for, and you'll see this in the test question, or the homework questions, are where is it, how much it's going to cost, and is there an economic value to this degree? So if we close this guy out, we go to the BLS, and in BLS, we're going to go ahead and go graphic designer or graphic design, graphic designers, and you can look at the outlook for graphic designers. They make 52,000, 25,000. Web developers, art design occupation. So what I'm looking for is you to be able to connect the dots, and I'll go back into this. I'm looking for you to be able to connect the dots between the program that is in a particular AOI and then be able to find where the best school is, how much that best school is going to cost, and then within that, how much money can one expect to make in that profession. So there's a kind of a cost bennies associated with that. And if we scroll that guy all the way to the bottom here, and this will be a little bit lengthy towards the bottom here. I'm looking for you to really synthesize some information off of this, and you'll see where this breaks out in the BLS, like what people in the profession do, what people do in that work environment, how they become that type of employee, what's the job outlook for that profession, and what are some main areas of the country where it's most plentiful for those jobs. So this is going to take a little bit of work on your behalf, but I'm telling you, you're in college now and you're going to be working for your grades. And so again, name of the college, where it's located, and cost to attend are the biggies. And the last question is really kind of where I want you to apply some thought to this, right? So does the program area have the opportunity to integrate in STEM related components? So for some of you, if you're math oriented or you're physics oriented, etc., if you pick a particular focal area or a department in a particular AOI, can you apply some of your skills and abilities into that profession? Further, how can you do that? A great example is I had one individual who came in and he presented to the class, and his company is about water purification systems, not like small ones where you put a water tap, a water cleaner on your tap at home, but more for industrial use and corporations. So for example, a company might suck a bunch of water in from a river. They use that to cool their turbines or some type of processing and manufacturing. His company cleans the water to 1 part per billion in terms of whatever it is, to certain specifications to be able to have that water flow back out into the river. So you wouldn't think technology and innovation, maybe with the valves or some quirky stuff like that, but when you look at his business, they automate those valve systems. It's not like somebody standing there cranking a wheel. Those are automated through a computer. Take that a step further, that means there's a vulnerability to that system where somebody could hack that system and have water just flow right through the plant and right out to the river and discharge into the river and poison all the fish in the river, if you want to use that as an example. So at first blush, his business didn't seem particularly STEMmy, if you will, but once we brought him into class and we started talking with him, the students in class kind of went, oh my goodness, I can actually apply some of what I'm learning into an industry I never would have thought of. Water purification, what is that about? So my point to you is, as you go through this class especially, try to have an open mind when I throw these assignments at you, because I'm looking for you to come up with ways where you can cross bridges and maybe get out of your silos. And I'm telling you, one of the greatest things you'll have in your working career will be adaptability, and maybe a close second to that will be networking, the ability to network and stay connected with other people to seek out other opportunities in employment. Those are the biggies. So just take your particular discipline on this test, question number 10 here, and you look at this and you go, okay, how much does a university cost for this program? So for this program, what's the earning potential? Is there money to be made there? Further, do you think there's job growth potential? Now, this might require a little bit of input and creativity on your side, because you might start to interpret this and go, I can integrate in what I'm learning now into that profession, and there might not be a ceiling at this point. There might be unfettered or untapped growth potential at this point. Or perhaps it's a profession that's kind of like a dying dinosaur like print media, and that's slowly fading away, and you look at that and you make that evaluation. I'm asking you to be intellectually curious when you do this, and have some good executive writing skills and insightful. So I don't want you have you just say, well, yes or no, but all right, great. Where do you think this growth will be? And then how do you think a STEM discipline would apply into that? So if we take this back a step further, we'll get out of here. Let's leave that page. And we'll go back into here. And now this was the folder for AOI. And you have some resources here. This is a link to US News, and this is a link to BLS. We're going to take this out and go back into this one. First week of reflection. For this assignment, I'm looking for you to post and then respond. So you have to get your points, you have to do both of these. And the post specifically is this. Look, it's your first week at Harper. Many of you have had experience to online learning. Perhaps it's your second year at Harper, it's your first week this term. But my question to you is this. How's it going? Have you had troubles? Do you need to find a resource for a particular type of service on campus and you can't source it? Maybe somebody else in this forum has. I do not, and I said it earlier, I do not want anybody to be on here who is like a keyboard warrior, who's going to have some negativity. That's not what I'm after. But if you have the ability to offer maybe insight or suggestions to somebody regarding a particular area on campus, gosh, how do I get tutoring for my calculus class? And somebody has that answer. This is where you post, and this is where you earn some points. This is where you actually become better students all around because you're helping other people become better students, okay? So use this forum to help each other. That's really what I'm after in this first week reflection. All right, guys, feel free to email me with questions. I saw some of you had a little bit of trouble submitting one of the assignments, and you sent me that via email. That's totally fine. And I think also you saw this week that when you submit something, it rarely, if ever, goes stale in my grading inbox, if you will. And I normally hammer those things out in pretty short order. So all grades should be up to date as of Saturday the 29th at about 1:30 p.m. And beyond that, I hope you're having a good weekend and looking forward to your second week here at Harper. Have a great one, guys. Bye.